You are welcome back to the Dhamma talk. To contemplate this mind. To contemplate that point. This one, Chakkhonja Pateja Rupeja Upachati Chakkhuvinya. This point, we should study Dvaya Sutta. There is a second Dvaya Sutta of Samyutta Nikaya. Dvaya means pair, both together. It's one pair. Dvaya. This Dvaya Sutta is a Samyutta Nikaya, Salayatana Vaka Samyutta. So in Dvaya Sutta, there are two Dvaya Suttas in this text. First Dvaya Sutta and second Dvaya Sutta. In second Dvaya Sutta, to contemplate this one. This contemplation means Vipassanā. I use contemplations in the word Vipassanā. Vedana Vipassanā, Dhamma Vipassanā. That's Vipassanā. We can give the meaning. This Vipassanā means properly Pasana means seeing, properly seeing, proper seeing, Anupasana. Proper seeing means as they really are. We must see things, we should see things as they really are. This is proper seeing. Anupasana. Vedana Anupasana, Citta Anupasana, Kaya Anupasana. Vedana Vipassanā, Citta Vipassanā, Dhamma Vipassanā. Proper seeing. So, for Vipassanā, contemplation, in Dvaya Sutta, the Buddha has mentioned in this way. Consciousness arises depending on pair conditions. Pair conditions. What is pair conditions? Visual object and I. This is I explain only I in visual object. We must continue sound and ear, smell and nose. Easy to understand. Only therefore I want to explain only I in visual object. But we must understand sound and ear. Whenever we hear sound, we should contemplate it this way. Whenever we get the smell and nose, we must contemplate these two. Then whenever we taste, soon after 2 o'clock we will get lunch. So at the time taste. And lunchtime, taste and tongue meeting together. And then I also contemplate. Eating we can contemplate one of that. So meditation is anytime. So taste and tongue, sensitive tongue. Now, tangible object and sensitive body. Now we are sitting on a chair. So sitting So tangibility is sitting. We know that's where we touched. So that is a tangible object and a touch. Without using these organs, sometimes just we thinking about something, or past object, or future object. For tomorrow, we may think about for tomorrow, or for next year. For last day, for yesterday, we may think about. So past object and future object we think about. So at that time, mind and mental object. So mind and mental. These are called pair. So okay, now here pair means visual object and eye. This is Dvaya Sutta is emphasizes these two. Depending on eye and visual object, eye consciousness. The Buddha says, depending on pair condition, consciousness rises. Dvayam paticca vinyanam sambodhi. Very short sentence that the Buddha used. Dvayam paticca, depending on pair conditions, vinyanam sambodhi, consciousness arises, or mind arises. Depending on pair condition, mind arises. What is pair condition? Eye, a visual object, eye and visual object, ear and sound, nose and smell, and tongue and taste, body and tangible object, and mind and mental object. That is a pair. Depending on these pair conditions, mind arises. So the Buddha explained, last days I talk about Chakkhonja, Pateja, Rupeja, Upajati, Chakkhuvinyana. So only these points that the Buddha explained, only three the Buddha explained in this sutta. Depending on eye and visual object, eye consciousness arises. After that, we must contemplate the three things we must contemplate, the three phenomena. First, eye. Chakku anicca viparina mi inyatha bhavi. Eye is subject to impermanence. Must contemplate it in this way. Eye is impermanent. Chakku anicca. Viprinami inyatha bhavi. Viprinami means changing. But we don't know the changing because we never consider about that. When we were baby at that time, on that our eye, now presently our eyes, is it the same or different as a quality? When I baby, I never wear glass. I can see easily. Now I'm with the help of glass. So there's a change. So that is called Viprinami. Viprinami means changes towards, not too bad, not too good, not better, not to change to better, change towards. Isn't that? Change towards. Therefore, eye operations, we have to have eye theaters, eye specialists, doctors, clinic. So we have to go to the vision places. One day, this is just for pleasant. There is also to contemplate. When my brother, now my brother's 80 years of age. When my brother went to another monastery, a monk approached and asked. My brother at that time not wearing the glass. So he said, Sayadaw, your eye is now better. You are not wearing glass, he said. My brother said, yes, maybe. My eye is better. Now I see two monks. Before I see only one monk. there's only one more. Now I see it only now two more. The letters are also before I see only one letter. Now two letters. He really crying. So what are you about to talk about? Changes worse or changes better? Worse. Therefore the Buddha says, Jakku viprinami. Viprinama means changing into worse. So our body and others also changing into worse. Not changing to better. Must be careful about that. Inyata bhavi. Inyata bhavi means appearance and other situation. Before sees only one month, now 2 months. Inyata bhavi. Changing. Other ways. So that is that is the explanation of the Buddha. Very simple, you see. Jakku anicca viprinami inyata bhavi. The Buddha used these terms. Jakku is having arisen and has gone, subject to impermanent. It changes into words. It happens in other ways. Inyata bhava. Not as the same things, it's other things. To contemplate it in this way. Then, rupa also the Buddha said, rupa anicca viprinami no. Viprinami no. Inyata bhavi no. Visible objects are also not the same thing, changing words form. So, we use some of the property. We are wearing dress. This wearing dress, we wear the dress. This wear dress, day by day, day after day. This changes into words, decay and decay. Isn't that? Not to become new and new. Therefore, we need new one. This become older and older. So this is changing. Everything is changing. The buildings are also, after 20 years or 50 years, will be old buildings. Now under construction, not completed. So, inyata bhavi, not the same things, there will be changes. This rupa anicca. Visible objects are anicca, subject to impermanent. Viprinami change to worse. Everything is changing to worse, not changing to better. So, inyata bhavi no. Therefore the Buddha said, Etitan dvayan chalang chewa dratanja. Buddha, not stable. Buddha shaking. I is shaking. Shaking means changing. Moving. I is move on. Chala. In Indian words you see chalo. To go. Chalo. Chala. Yeah. Pali also chala. Chala means move on. Buddha move on. And shake. Both are subject to environment, both are subject to changing into what? Both are subject to happen another way. So these two, depending on these two, I consciousness arises. This I consciousness also subject to impermanent. Because it depends on both. Without these two, I consciousness cannot remain. So, Jakku Vijnana is anicca, viprinami, inyata bhavi. I consciousness is subject to impermanent, changes into words and happen in other ways. The Buddha clarified. Visible object, I and visible objects are the conditions of sensitive, condition of unconsciousness. The conditions are impermanent. Therefore, why Jakku Vijnana Chaita will be permanent? The Buddha said. to consider, to contemplate in this way. Both are impermanent. Like that, my mother died, my father died. Why can I live long? I also die. That is like that, the Buddha said. Very simple ways of teaching. Dvaya Sutta. So, visible form will be visible form fallen, subject to impermanent. Sensitive eye also subject to impermanent. Why consciousness dependent on them will be permanent? That such a contemplation is very important. So to contemplate in this way, the Buddha teach. Yopi hetu yopi pachayo chakku vinyana sa uparaya. Sopi hetu sopi pachayo anicco viprinamitu anattama. Very nice, very clear. Sentences also very short. Anicca bhikkhave pachayam paticca upanam chakku vinyana. Kudo niccam avicchati. Depending on anicca condition, chakku vinyana arises. This chakku vinyana, how to be permanent, the Buddha says, in this way, to contemplate. That's a reasonable. Then after that, the Buddha said, Yakho bhikkhave imesan dainan dhammanan sankati sannipato samava. The medians of these three, you see, visual of eye and visual object and eye consciousness. The median of these three, there arises phassa. That is, phassa is called chakku samphassa. Because of this phassa based on eye. This phassa also anicca. This phassa also anicca. Because of, it is conditions are anicca. It is also anicca. That is the meaning. Anicca. Because the conditions are anicca, therefore phassa also anicca. Then, if we contact the object, the feeling arises, pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling. This feeling also anicca. Vedana, these feelings are also anicca. When there is a feeling, motivation, want to get more and more feeling. This motivation, noting, all dhammas, whatever arises, depending on this cause and conditions. In brief, if I say, on seeing, consciousness arises as a process. All are anicca. That is the meaning. All are anicca. Whatever arises, it is all are anicca. Because it is a cause and conditions are anicca. Therefore, it is all anicca. So, to contemplate this, the Buddha explained, and you can read this Salayana Sanyutta, second Dvaya Sutta. It's very interesting to contemplate. It's okay. Then, there are many suttas, many points. According to, I will explain, according to Noche Asara Sutta. Noche Asara Sutta. This Noche Asara Sutta can be found in Salarana Vaka, Sayutta. There's also first sutta and second sutta, two suttas. In this sutta, to contemplate, to study, the Buddha has explained 3 points. According to 3 points, we must study regarding to this subject. So, okay? Regarding to dealing with this subject. I give a Pali terms, authentic Pali terms, because English translations are quite different. Different translations, different interpretations. Therefore, we must know some Pali terms. These technical terms. Asada. Asada. Then Abhidhamma. Then Nisarana. The scholars have translated these words in different ways. Asada means enjoyment. Enjoyment. Asada means enjoyment. We must search for the better word for this. Then Abhidhamma. Some scholars think danger. I think this danger is not good. I think Abhidhamma means a fault. Abhidhamma means a fault. F-A-U-L-T. Fault.
Drawback.
Abhidhamma. It's better and I prefer fault than danger. So most translators use Abhidhamma as danger. Danger is in other ways. Then Nisarana means, I think this Nisarana is literally escape. I want to use this one, exit. Exit. Exit means you see when you fly and by air. When you go by air, there's exit. In the airport also many exit. Large imperials exit. So Nisarana is exit. More clear. So asada, enjoyment. Enjoyment is means to be enjoyed, things to be enjoyed. Quality of enjoyable qualities. Pleasant things, that is asada. Abhidhamma means fault. Then Nisarana means exit. So altogether these three we must study one after the other. For example, I also have these three. I have these three. I have enjoyment. Therefore, the beings wish to have I. Because without the I, we cannot see beautiful things. So I is very useful. I is very useful. I is not only to see with. Some people make I beautiful. They make beauty. So, without the eye, so ugly our face would be. So therefore, eye is not only to see with it, to make it beautiful also. Without the eyes, it will be so ugly. So, dealing with the eye, there's a lot of necessary enjoyment. People wish to have eyes. Wish to have eye. That is called asada. To be pleased with the eye. We can see beautiful things. We can watch television. We can see sightseeing. We can see Buddha image. We can see everything. Therefore, everybody like eye. Everybody love eye. Eye is not enough. You see, there are many medicines also to protect the eye. Many people go to eye specialist to keep their eyesight. If we lose eye, we may be worried about it. So therefore, eye has asada. a lot of enjoyment. Isn't that? A lot of enjoyment. So the Buddha said, I has asara. Chakkosa asara. The Buddha said, say, contemplate. If I is not without, if I has no enjoyment, people will not attach to the I. The Buddha reasoned, if the I is not with enjoyment, the beings will not possess I, not want to possess I, not to attach to the I. But I is with enjoyment, therefore people love I. That is asara. So the Buddha, in this way, logically explained in this sutta. If I recite Pali, you may not be familiar with the Pali, so what he talk about. But I think it is Pali also. It's okay? Not disturb you if I read Pali. So, this is the Buddha's explanation. It's so clear. Then, the second point. I has a fault. If I has not a fault, people shall never will be dislike with the I, dislike I. So, what is the fault of I? The fault of I is subject to impermanent. It changes into wars, happen in other ways. That is the fault of the I. That is the fault of I. Therefore, they dislike I. They not to possess the I, because of I is impermanent. What is the translation of Nibbedati? In Burmese language, it's a Nyingwe, dislike and
disenchantment.
Detachment.
To be disenchanted.
Disenchanted. So, Nibbedati means literally, Vedati means he obtained pleasant. He feel pleasant. He should not feel pleasant. Normally we can say he dislike. He dislike. No attachment. Detached to the I. Isn't that? Detached to the I. Because of I has fault. Subject to impermanent, the change was. This is the fault of the I. If I is permanent, no guarantee that I is. Karma produce I, but I has no guarantee. We may lose easily. We may lose this I. So therefore, with the form, it has a form. What is exist to the I? As long as we have attachment to the I, we cannot find exit. So detachment is the exist of the I. So every Dhamma has this true point and we must study. Detachment to the I. As long as we have attachment, we cannot find exist. Exist, we cannot find exist. So to find exist, we must detach the I. That is the meaning. Desire for the I, we must remove. We must eradicate the desire for the I, craving for the I. So this point is also very important. we should not destroy our I. We must try craving for I. Only kilesa. We should eradicate only kilesa. Kilesa is a mental defilement. For example, you see, there are two sheets of papers. Two sheets of papers. Although they touch each other, but there's no stick. Can easily separate. But if there is a glue between the sticky substance, this cannot be separated easily. So, what is this? It is only glue to join these things. Like that, mind and object. Mind and object. Mind should not be destroyed. Object also should not be destroyed. To take apart these things, to off these things. Only sticky substance. Only sticky substance. Like that, sticky substance between them is craving. We must craving. We must remove the craving. In those days, in Buddha's lifetime, some may wrongly practice about that. You see, some religious believers think if there is totally there is no I, it's okay. As long as I have an eye, I want to see. When I want to see, there is a big problem. Therefore, without the eye, it's better. Therefore, they take off. Yes, there are some religions like that. So the Buddha said, I must remain so I should not be removed. Mind also must be remain itself. Between I and subject and object, there are sticky substance. That is craving. Only craving we must cut off. Both are remain itself. Therefore, in this world, beautiful things we must keep beautiful things as we must keep beautiful. Only attachment to the beautifuls we must destroy. Only attachment. Only attachments make us worried. As long as we have attachment, there's worry. Where there's worry, there's attachment. Definitely, this. Without a free from attachment, we cannot try to remove worry. As long as we have attachment, worry will come into being. So therefore, if we dislike worry, if we want to remove worry, we must remove the first attachment. Where there is no attachment, there is no worry about it. That is very clear. So, between these two sheets of paper, there is no sticky substance, no glue. Every time it's separate, it's easily separate. There is a sticky substance, cannot. So only sticky substance we must remove. So the Buddha also gave it this point. Asada adinawa nesarana. Any Dhammas have such 3 points. Then regarding to visible object. Visible object is also have 3 points. It is with the enjoyment, it is with the fall, it exists. So what is the enjoyment? To see, it make us seeing this visual object, seeing visual object, we have a pleasant feeling. That is enjoyment. People are searching for. I ask you questions. You ask many questions. I ask only one question. So, as a Many people talk about, I like beautiful scenery. I want to see beautiful scenery. So therefore, the attachment is beautiful scenery, we can say. But actually it is not. We think we love beautiful scenery. Actually, we do not love beautiful scenery. In ultimate sense, we love, depending on beauty, we love pleasant feeling, depending on beautiful scenery. Isn't that? You see, in common situation, many people believe, I love my son, my daughter. But the mother, father is never loved son and daughter. He loved or she loved happiness seeing her son and daughter. If he or if she loved his son or daughter, why is sometimes angry with him? Sometimes he was announced, no longer our son, no longer our daughters. Because he announced in newspaper, or she announced in newspaper, the person is no longer our son, our daughter. Because he make lose her or his pleasant feeling. So actually, in ultimate sense, we love our happiness. Isn't that? A person who creates our happiness, as long as he gives happiness, we love him. When he make lose all the happiness, we hate him. Because we consider about ourselves. Everybody considered about ourselves. Others are secondary. The others are secondary. We love each other means he caused the pleasant feeling arise. She caused the pleasant feeling arise. Therefore, we say we love her. Actually, own happiness. Isn't that? So, asara means this one. Depending on I, we can have a pleasant feeling. Depending on visual object, we can have a pleasant feeling. Sukha, somanasa. Physical happiness or mental happiness we received. We can get physical happiness and mental happiness. That is asara. Asara of visual object. But we cannot keep it permanent, as a permanent. Visual object is subject to impermanent. That is, it is a fall. It is fall. So the exist is only this way to remove the attachment on it. That is the only way. We must remove the attachment to the visual object. That is the only way to have exist. So in this way, this is very simple to remember. All are also the same. Not only I, visual object, I consciousness. Others are also in this way. So, asada, adinawa, nesarana, we must know. The Buddhas have said, it's not only these suttas, and other suttas are also mentioned this in this way. Asada, adinawa, nesarana. These 3 points are very interesting. Very interesting. How to practice also so clear. We should not remove our I, we should not remove our visual object, we should not avoid, we should not close our eye, we should not keep it not to see the beautiful things, not that. We must control not to, we must control. We should not let attachment to the object arise. Only that we must do. Meditation purpose are also not to let craving arise. That is important. Not only craving, the other kilesas also must be. We should not let jealousy arise to others. We should not let hatred arise to the object. We should not let delusion arise to that object. So all other kilesas also we should not let arise. That is it. The purpose of the meditation practice. Dhamma learning is also in this way. Without such a point, we must know only this point. Meditation object, whatever object is maybe, some object cause to arise hatred, some object cause to arise craving. We should not let objects maybe desirable, undesirable will come into contact. It cannot be avoided. We must, with the mindfulness, we must guard our mind not to associate with the craving, not to associate with the hatred, not to associate with the jealousy, not to associate with delusion. That is the most important in meditation. Sometimes secretly, when we practice meditations, work hard, at that time, evil minds secretly come into being. It's very clever. Nobody thinks there is an evil thought. Nobody thought. He thinks there is a very good thought. You see, I will talk about this Anuruddha Sutta. Anuruddha Sutta. Secretly, the Akusala is invade. It's invade. So, Anuruddha is one of the brothers of the Buddha. Okay? The name of the monks, Anuruddha. Anuruddha Nikaya. Many Anuruddha Suttas. This is a book 3. Many Anuruddha Suttas. Another title is many too. But I will keep it subject, topic, information. Anuruddha Sutta. When Venerable Anuruddha became monk, during the rainy season retreat, he practiced samatha meditation successfully. After that, he attained jhana and abhidhamma. Especially, he attained the divine eye, Devachakku. Through Devachakku, divine eye, he can see thousands of world beings. So such a power he had. But he tried Vipassanā meditation repeatedly. But he cannot succeed. He could not become Arahant. He did not know what to do. He did not know. He cannot know himself how to do, how to continue to become Arahant. He lost his way. Therefore, he approached Venerable Sariputta and asked question. My friend, Venerable, my friend, I can see 1,000 worlds with my divine eye. He said, I work hard, I practice Vipassanā meditation. My mindfulness is okay. My concentration is also good enough. But I cannot attain Ratameka. I cannot seize the kilesas. I cannot eradicate any kilesas. Kilesas are remained within me. Mental defilements I cannot. He report about that. Then Venerable asked Sariputta's advice to him. My friend, you think I see thousands of universe with my divine eye? That is a mana. That is a mana. Mana means akusala. Can't see it. Remove it. Don't think about it. This one. That is a your mana. Such a mana is a disturb to attainment. High attainment is a band blocked. It blocks, cannot continue. You see, very subtle mana. Because of that is correct. You can see. Therefore, yogis must be careful. I can sit 3 hours. I can sit the whole days without a change in posture. My concentration is so strong. Don't think this is a mana invade. Secretly. So Venerable Sariputta has point out that this is your mana. So don't think about it like that. After that, you think always, I'm a worker hard. My concentration is good enough. My mindfulness also enough. Such a thing is, this is your uddhacca, restlessness. You lost concentration. You thinking about it that you lost your concentration. That is a mental restlessness. That is uddhacca, also akusala, evil thought. Remove it. Don't think about it. Then you always think about why I cannot eradicate kilesa, why I cannot eradicate mental defilement. Such a thought is kokucha. There is also one type of worry about it, remorse. That is kokucha. Kokucha means associated with the dosa mula chaita. Later you will understand. So Venerable, these 3 sins are very difficulty to see as a evil. How to say this is an evil akusala? Can you say these are akusala? But they block these things. Venerable Sariputta point out these are also akusala. Very subtle akusala. They block. You should think, very small dust in my palm is nothing. It's okay. Very, very, very subtle dust. It's a dust in my finger. It's nothing. But it's such a measurement. If I put an eye, what will happen? Its tears will down. Small dust on the finger is nothing. But it's put in the eye. It's greatest stuff. Small dust, even it entered into the eye, in the eye, it will be great disturbance. So like that, for higher attainment, such views are akusala. Such ideas are akusala. Therefore, yogis should be careful. My concentration is so good enough. My knowledge is so sharp, so strong. Don't think about that. I can sit 24 hours without a change in my posture. So, Anuruddha Sutta, as I explained, should be contemplated these also. Is it okay? So, let me stop my lectures today.